The Chronicle of the Blood Harbor Ripper. In the city of Bilgewater, where the sea tastes of salt and betrayal, the name Pyke was once spoken with respect. He was the greatest harpooner the docks had ever seen, a man who could see a jawfish move in the darkest, murkiest waters. He was a captain, a brother to his crew, and a master of the hunt. But Bilgewater is a city where gold shines brighter than loyalty. Chapter 1. The Betrayal at the Slaughter Docks. It was supposed to be the haul of a lifetime. Pyke and his crew had hooked a massive jawfish, a beast large enough to make them rich for years. They dragged it to the slaughter docks, where the sea turned crimson with the blood of leviathans. Pyke, fearless as ever, jumped onto the creature's back to deliver the killing blow, driving his harpoon deep into its brain. But the beast was not dead. It thrashed, its jaws snapping shut, trapping Pyke within its massive maw. He looked at his crew. He looked at his captain, his friend, for help. Instead of throwing a rope, the captain did the unthinkable. He cut the line. Pyke watched in horror as his ship sailed away, leaving him to be crushed and swallowed alive. The darkness of the beast's belly was absolute, a watery grave born of ultimate treachery. Chapter 2. Rising from the Deep. Death was not the end. It was a horrifying beginning. Crushed, drowned, and digested in the depths of the ocean, Pyke should have stayed dead. But his rage, his burning need for vengeance, was too strong for the grave. Mystical forces in the abyss, perhaps the Nautilus or something far older, saw the injustice of his death. They reanimated his broken corpse. Pyke emerged from the water not as a man, but as a wraith. His eyes glowed with a ghostly, spectral blue light, and his mind was fractured. He no longer remembered his life, his family, or his love for the sea. All he knew was a single burning compulsion, etched into his soul like burning iron. Treachery. Chapter 3. The Ledger of Souls. Pyke returned to Bilgewater not as a hero, but as the Blood Harbor Ripper. He understood that his captain and crew were not the only traitors. The city itself was built on betrayal. Anyone who grew rich at the expense of others, anyone who abandoned a comrade, was guilty. Pyke began to hunt. He moved like a ghost, appearing from the shadows of the docks, striking with terrifying speed and unnatural strength. He did not need a plan. He had his harpoon, his spectral abilities, and the list. The list was more than paper. It was a chronicle of his madness, whispered by the voices of the dead in his head. Every name on it was someone who had betrayed him, directly or indirectly. When Pyke killed someone on his list, he crossed their name off. And when the list was empty, the voices whispered new names. Names of people who were yet to betray him. Chapter 4. The Spectral Legend. For the common folk of Bilgewater, Pyke became a terrifying myth. For the rich and the captains, he was a living nightmare. No one was safe. Pyke could emerge from a puddle of water, strike, and vanish before the guards could blink. His body was unnatural. He could regenerate horrific wounds by drinking seawater and feeding on his own hatred. He became the vengeance of the ocean, a force that could not be stopped because it was already dead. He continues to roam the docks, a spectral figure hunting for justice, guided only by the voices that say, "Not yet. Your list is never finished."